Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Hartford Whalers throwback franchise mode here in NHL 22. So in last episode, we somehow upset the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games, and we find ourselves in the second round against the Montreal Canadiens. Winner of the series will face either the Flyers or the Rangers in the conference finals, but it was a really surprising first round because we managed to limit like Lemieux and Yager to I think only like 5 points in that first round, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at that quickly. Actually, never mind. Lemieux was point per game. Yager was point per game almost. Thatcher was good, but like they didn't get enough depth scoring. I think that Penguins team, which is kind of weird. But we got a lot of depth scoring. Guys like Castles, Primo stepped up. Sanderson, King, and Stevens also stepped up, and then Deneen was pretty solid even too. So forward wise, I'd say like the bottom six needs to start contributing a little bit more. But in general, our team had a very solid first round. Also, Steve Chason was really good offensively. Wesley was as well. He should be back from injury today, actually, it looks like, because it says he's not injured anymore, but we didn't get that notification that he was back from injury. Merrick Malik was also solid, and then our goaltending was absolutely phenomenal in that first round, and yeah, hopefully it can continue into round number 2 against the Habs. Now the Habs are a little bit of an interesting team. I'd say they're pretty similar to the Pittsburgh Penguins, except for they don't obviously have those stud players like Lemieux and Yager, but they do have a pretty solid roster in terms of depth scoring. It looks like, or overall wise, you can see they got Rudchinski, Damphousse, and Recchi. So Recchi's kind of like a Jaromir Yager overall wise, a little bit lower than that. Damphousse is nowhere near what Mary Lemieux is for sure. And then you got a lot of good complementary pieces like Richer, Koivu, Savage, Arvidsson, who they brought in at the deadline, Corson, and Bure. And then even their fourth line is pretty solid. Stevenson, Brunet, and Thornton. The defensive core has some good defenders like Brisebois and Malikov. Some good solid complementary guys like Manson and Quintel. And then Wilkie and Popovic. And in our goaltending, they have Jocelyn Thibault and Jose Theodore. Depth-wise, they got Cullimore and Tucker because I don't really care about these real players that are just called up from the AHL. But Darcy Tucker is currently out with an injury, which is good for us, I guess, in a sense, because he'd probably injure some of our players. Who knows? So, it should be a very interesting second round. I don't really know who's technically the better of the two teams. Winner of this series, like I said, will face either Rangers or the Flyers in the conference finals. But I think whoever wins this series, regardless, is definitely going to lose in that conference finals because and Flyers are a really good team. Obviously, they went to the Cup Finals in this season in real life. The Rangers still have like Gretzky. They have like Luke Robitaille, I think, even. So yeah, they're just a very deep team. So the Rangers probably are also a team that could win the Stanley Cup this season. And then Colorado would probably win the Stanley Cup if it was going to be a Western Conference team. But kind of surprising that Detroit got knocked out in the first round. Don't know why they did. It's kind of like why did Pittsburgh get knocked out either? So don't know who's technically the favorite of the bunch. I'd say Colorado, but it honestly could be the Flyers or Rangers too. So let's get into this first game of the second round and see if we could upset the Montreal Canadiens. Because we knocked out Lemieux, we knocked out one French-Canadian player. Can we knock out an entire French-Canadian team? Let's see what happens. Game number 1 on home ice. Let's see what happens. First period, 1-1. I will definitely take that. Kevin Stevens opens the scoring for us. And then Magnus Arvidsson ties the game up. Shots are 13-6 in favor of the Habs. So Sean Burke keeping us in that first period. He's been fantastic so far in the playoffs for the most part. If for some reason he plays bad though for like a couple games, we could always turn back to Mazzotti again because Mazzotti played one game and was really good in it. So I have faith in Mazzotti to be a solid backup. Second period, 3-1 Habs. Not good. Sean Burke is probably playing his worst game of the playoffs, it looks like. Damphousse made it 2-1, and then Saku Koivu makes it a 3-1 game for the Canadiens. Shots 23-15 in favor of them as well. Can we find a way back in this third period, or are we going to take a loss in game 1? We're going to take a loss in game 1, looks like. Savage makes it 4-1. Yeah, this is not a great first game. Castles makes it 4-2, okay. That's pretty decent, but can we get another 2 goals? Primo makes it 4-3, okay, Keith. Can we tie the game up? Can we tie it up? Come on, boys. We just need 1 goal to tie this game up. Jeff Sanderson or somebody, please. Please. And no, we're not. We're going to lose game 1 by a score of 4-3. Looks like Burke had a really solid third period, though. Shots were 35-26, and we only lose by 1 goal. So, not the worst first game I've ever seen, but does suck to lose for sure. Stevens from Dineen and Primo. Castles from Rice, and then Primo from Stevens and Dineen. There was a checking from behind major penalty against Malikov in that first period. Yeah, we still lost because that's their best defenseman. Damn. Couple fights in that game as well. Huh. 3 stars of that game. Brian Savage, the first star with 2 points. Stevens, the second star, 2 points. And Primo, the third star with 2 points. The question is, do I go back to Muzzatti? Do I go back to the Muzz? Wesley is back. That's good news. Actually, that's probably why we lost game 1. Because Brett Carson was playing. But Wesley wasn't back to full health yet. So Wesley's back for game number 2, which is good. That should help us out a little bit. The question is, do I keep with Burke for next game, or should I just randomly try with the Muzz? That's what I'll call him, as his nickname is the Muzz. I don't know why. 9-16. The stats dropped off a bit that game. Let's give the Muzz a chance. It's a little bit early to make changes, but let's give the Muzz an opportunity. See if he could play good again in another game, because he did beat the Penguins before. Let's see if he could tie the series up at 1. Maybe he's a cheese goalie in these playoffs and can get us some wins. Here we go, game number 2 against the Canadiens. Still have home ice advantage. Can we tie the series up? Headed to Montreal. First period, 1-0. Let's go. That's a good start. Andrew Castles, who also actually played with the Canadiens for a bit, if I'm not mistaken, for maybe the first few seasons in the NHL. Shots are 9-9, so it's a very even first period, but we have the lead. Can we add to this lead in the second period? Still 1-0. Okay. So Mazzotti's playing really good so far. Shots are 20-17 in favor of the Habs, but we got still the 1-0 lead. Can we get some insurance in the in the third period, and lock down this game to tie the series up? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Let's get that next insurance goal. Power play. No goals. Power play again. And there's a power play goal from Jeff Sanderson. Jeff O'Neill adds one. So that's good to see Jeff O'Neill score a goal. And Keith Primo with the empty netter. And we are going to win 4-0 in game number 2. Sorry if there was any cuts in that portion. My voice is trying to die on me. But Jeff O'Neill getting a goal is good. He had not scored yet in the playoffs, and we managed to shut out the Canadiens. So another really great game from Jason Mazzotti. He actually might be a really good goalie to use in the playoffs. So Castles from Sanderson and King, Sanderson from Primo and King, O'Neill from Emerson, and Primo from King. So looks like those line changes we made a number of games ago really helped us out, because it seems like the second line is doing a lot better now. So King 3 points, Sanderson and Primo both had 2 points, and a couple guys with 1 point. And then Mazzotti was fantastic getting a shutout. Mazzotti gets first star, King the second star, and Primo the third. But we have a tie series headed to Montreal. That is good news. Our team is way over simulating in this, but I will take it, I guess. Can't complain when your team is simulating like this. Guys are stepping up for points. Mazzotti's been playing good as a backup goalie. The question is, do we go back to Sean Burke for next game? No, we got to go with Mazzotti again. He's got a 965. We got to go with the hot goaltender right now. Let's see if Mazzotti can continue doing that, or if he's going to have a bad game. Because if he has a bad game, then we'll go back to Burke. But right now I'm going to try it with Jason Mazzotti and see if Jason Mazzotti can get these wins. So here we go. Series is shifting to Montreal. Can we take a 2-1 series lead here on the road? First period, 2-0 Habs. Okay, maybe Mazzotti overstayed his welcome in terms of playing back-to-back games. 2 goals on 9 shots, and we're down 2-0 after 1. We have nothing on 10 shots, so we're out shooting them, but we have not scored a goal yet. Can we find a way to get back in this game in the second period after Bure and Breezeball have their goals? Second period, 2-1. Okay, that's good. We pulled within 1. Robert Cron, who has not been really scoring that much in this series or in this entire playoffs. Shots are even 21 apiece, and it's a 2-1 game for the Canadiens. Can we find a way to tie it up in this third period? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Come on, get this win from Mazzotti. Power play opportunity early, and we do not convert. It's unfortunate. Good chance there to tie that game up, but we didn't. Final 10 minutes of the third period. Come on, guys. A lot of 2-1 games in this series so far. or like close games in the series, I should say, or in the playoff run. Can we tie the game up late? Yes, we can. Robert Cron. Of course, Robert Cron's going to score again. I said he didn't score a lot so far in this playoff run, but he picks up 2 goals in this game, and now it's a 2-2 game. Shots are 34-31 in favor of the Canadiens. Can we find an OT hero here? Like, is Robert Cron going to pick up a hat-trick randomly? Let's see what happens here. Can Mazzotti go 3-0 in the playoffs? Power play early into OT, we do not convert. Penalty kill. It's a long penalty kill. I don't know who took that penalty, but we managed to kill it off, and then the Habs win in overtime. Unfortunately, Stéphane Richer scores. Mazzotti faced 42 shots, and unfortunately, he gets the loss, but he did play really good, and we're now down 2-1 in this second round. So Cron from Emerson and O'Neill, and Cron from Castles and Sanderson. But unfortunately, we're going to lose in overtime. So yeah, Cron was definitely our best player, and Mazzotti was fantastic in keeping us in that game. So nothing wrong with the Muzz there, but I am going to go to Sean Burke for next game, I think. Jocelyn Thibault, the first star. Richer, the second star with the game-winning goal, was it, or no? I don't remember. Cron gets third star, though, with the 2 goals. So we're trailing in the series again. Can we find a way to tie the series up? We're going to definitely go back to Sean Burke next game. Are we going to make any other line changes, though, is the question. I don't think so, because their offensive numbers have been pretty solid for the most part. Actually, we're going to try the King, Castles, and Sanderson thing as the top line instead, and we'll try Stevens, Primo, and Deneen as a second line. Yeah, I think that's what we'll try. The third line's been really quiet, though, for the most part, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But we will try something like that. Defensively, should I be splitting up Wesley and Chase on? Maybe. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should do that. Split up the 2 defenders that are really good. See if that helps out or not. And yeah, we'll go back to Sean Burke for this game. If we really need to, I'll throw Stu Grimson back into the lineup just to like beat up some people. But can we tie this series up at 2? Or are we going to be going down 3-1 in this series? And is Montreal going to be getting close to the conference finals, which would be kind of a surprise? First period, 1-0 us. Let's go. That's a good opening period. Keith Primo scores the goal. We're being outshot 12-7, but very solid defensive period and good first period from Sean Burke. Exactly what you need from a goaltender. Can the offense find a way to get some more goals, though? Because it's been a little bit quiet as of late. Second period, 2-1 us. I will take that. Keith Primo again, so we had a 2-0 lead, but a late goal from Brian Savage has pulled the Canadiens within 1. Shots are 25-15 in favor of them. So yeah, our goaltending has been phenomenal this playoff run. There's been no problems with the goaltending. It's just more been probably the lack of scoring at times. I don't even really know what to put my finger on it, but let's see what happens in this third period. See if we could hold off the Habs here and get maybe some insurance. Power play opportunity in this third period. We do not convert. Come on, boys. Lock her down. And recchi ties the game up, of course. God damn it, Mark. God damn it. Burke's playing still really good. Can we get a late game winner or go to OT? We're going to overtime for the second straight game. Okay. We are being outshot 34-22. We're definitely more of a defensive team than an offensive team, but our offensive numbers have been pretty solid in the playoffs so far by comparison to regular season. So we do have at least some offensive spurts and whatnot. Let's see what happens in overtime, because this is a crucial overtime. We lose this game, we're going to be down 3-1 in the series. We win this game, and it's going to be tied at 2, which would be huge. Let's see what happens. Who wants to be the OT hero here? Penalty kill early in OT. We kill it off. We get a power play. We do not score. Okay. Some early power plays in the overtime. Kind of a little bit of a scare there. Penalty kill into overtime again. We kill it off for the second time this game. Are we going to a double overtime situation? Yes, we are. Shots are 46-29, so a fantastic game from Sean Burke. Is it enough to get us a victory? Let's see what happens here in double OT. We know it's going to end quick. Come on, boys, please. And unfortunately, we're going to lose. Valerie Bure scores, and we lose 3-2, and we're now down 3-1 in the series. Sean Burke played a very good game, but unfortunately, our team's offense is starting to play like it did in the regular season. So Primo with both of our goals, both of them from Stevens and Deneen. That's unfortunate to lose that game. Sean Burke deserved a W for sure. but the team just could not get the offense. So Primo the first star, recchi the second star, and Thibaut the third. Sean Burke doesn't even get a star, which is kind of crazy. Don't know why. Back-to-back OT losses. And now we are down 3-1 in the series. I don't know how the Habs are simulating this well either. Okay, let's go to edit lines quickly and maybe make some adjustments to try and get our team back in this, because we need to win 3 straight games if we want to take out the Habs now. So let's go back to the same thing we had before. This third line really needs to get going, so let's move... Let's move around this line a little bit. Yeah, let's move around this line a bit. I think Cron actually can take faceoffs, right? Yeah, he does. Let's just rework this a little bit. Yeah, I'll rework it a tiny bit. See if it helps out. I don't, it is, but... Actually, wait a second. I'm going to take Rice out of the lineup. And we're going to bring in Grimson to try and rough things up, and maybe that will help us. I know it seems like a weird thing to do, but maybe it will help us. Maybe actually we should go with something like this then. Yeah, we'll go with something like that. That looks a bit better. And we'll go back to Wesley and Chase on again. And we will try Bouchard and Huller and Godiniak and Malik. And then who do we start for game number 5? Let's go back to Mazzotti. Let's go back to Mazzotti for fun. But Steven Rice out of the lineup. And now the team looks like this. Let's see if Grimson could get on the score sheet in this game. Just like watch Stu Grimson get like a hat trick or something. Be pretty nuts. Can we stay alive with a win on home ice? The real-time simulation. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. I mean, at least we knocked out the Penguins, so there's some hope for this team to be a good playoff team at some stages. Just we running into a really good Habs team for some reason. Like that are over-simulating. Keith Primo scores again. Keith Primo has been really good in this playoff run as well. He's been scoring goals. He's been picking up assists. Leading by example. I like it. Maybe a future captain for this team. Who knows? Shots are 11-7 in favor of the Habs. We are up 1-0. Let's see what happens in the second period. See if we can maintain this lead. See if Sean Burke or actually no, Jason Mazzotti could continue to play this good. But yeah, Jason Mazzotti's been really over-simulating. But I will take it. I don't know why this game is so defensively minded. Like, it seems like every game that we've been playing so far in the simulation has been very close. So I don't know if that's realistic to the time period or not. Shots are now 23-20 in favor of us, and we're up 1-0. Can we lock down this game and stay alive in this third period? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Penalty kill early into the third. We killed off. Power play. We do not score, though. Final 10 minutes of this third period. Come on. Just lock her down, boys. Lock her down. Come on. Maybe have one more goal at least. Please. Lock it down. And a huge shutout from Jason Mazzotti. That's his second shutout of this round, I think. As we win 1-0. And yeah, we're going to be alive for another day at least. 33-29 the shots were for the Habs. But Jason Mazzotti, the only goal coming from Primo, from Stevens and Dineen. Very defensive game. And yeah, Jason Mazzotti's fantastic as heck. Why is he simulating so good? Like, he's going to get statistical growth probably because of this. He gets first star to game, Thibaut to second star, Primo to third. Yeah, I think we got to start Mazzotti again. I know Sean Burke is our number 1, but I don't know how Mazzotti is simulating this good. Like, I feel like he has like a 970 something save percentage through like 3 games, which is unreal. Let's see what his stats are looking like. Yeah, he's got a 962 and a 121 goals against. Why is he so good? Like, he should not be simulating this good. Like, he's the best cheesy goalie I've ever seen. Like, maybe we just trade Sean Burke at some point and just run Mazzotti with, like, Jaguar or something, because we got Jaguar still in the minors. And Legacy. They were out in the first round, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, Jason Mazzotti, for some reason, with this team, has just been really good. Yeah, we'll run with this same roster again. Looking to get ourselves to a Game 7 situation. Can we go to a Game 7? Can Mazzotti stay hot? Or are we going to be eliminated in the second round is the question. Real-time simulation again. Come on, Jason. Get us a win on the road, please. Montreal's a tough building to play in, so We got to find a way to win this one. Power play opportunities late, or not late, early in this game. We do not convert on them, but the shots are even right now. Come on, boys. Come on, offense. We need you. Jeff Sanderson, Kevin Stevens, who we traded for. Okay, scoreless after one. Shots are 12-10 in favor of them. So good period again from Mazzotti. He has not allowed a goal in like multiple straight periods, 4 straight periods now. Can we find our offense in this second period? Come on, guys. We can't just be a defensive team all series long. And Breezeball breaks Mazzotti's shutout streak and makes it 1-0 for the Canadiens. Not good. And Saku Koivu makes it 2. Oh no. Mazzotti's done now. Of course. Our offense is not going to contribute at all. And then Mazzotti's going to let in 3 quick goals. 4 goals now in this period. As Sean Burke is now in net. Yep, this series is over. Unfortunately, we're going to lose in the second round to the Habs. But, I mean, at least we beat the Penguins and we've over-assimilated this year completely. Derek King makes it 4-1. But yeah, that's probably going to do it for the first season. Yep, that is going to do it for the first season. Cron makes it 4-2. Maybe not. Primo makes it 4-3. Can we tie the game up, please? And no, we can't. Shane Corson. The empty netter, we lose 5-3. Some false hope late in the game. But unfortunately, we are out in 6 games in the second round. But like I said, we over-assimilated this entire year. So I will definitely take a second round exit. So King from Sanderson and Haller, Cron from Wesley and Sanderson, and Primo from Deneen and Stevens. Of course, Mazzotti has his worst game, but I mean, he wasn't absolutely terrible, but then he got pulled in, and Sean Burke was good, so maybe we should have started Sean Burke that game. Maybe Mazzotti just can't play 2 games in a row. That's unfortunate to lose in the second round, but like I said, we did way better than expected, so St. Louis and Colorado are going to be in the conference finals in the West. And it's going to be the Rangers and Canadiens. So Goretzky going for that cup right now. Let's take a look at our player stats through the 2 rounds. And then we'll simulate up to the awards and all that stuff in the Stanley Cup Champions. See who ends up winning. So here is our player stats. So forward-wise, Primo was our best player over point per game. Sanderson was point per game. Stevens, Castles, and Deneen were good. King was good, but he kind of slowed down a little bit. Cron and everybody else was kind of disappointing. So our bottom 6 didn't really do much. Grimson didn't do much either when he came in, but yeah, a lot of the players on the bottom 6 were not very eventful, but the top 6 was. Defensively, Wesley was pretty good, but he only had 1 point that round. Chason had no points in the second round, I think, so that's kind of disappointing. Merrick Malik, 3 points still. Our defensive core is not very offensive as well, so maybe we need to find ourselves like an OFD. And then goalie-wise, yeah, Mazzotti was absolutely great. And Sean Burke was also really good too. But unfortunately, they don't win because our offensive levels were just not the best. So, yeah, that bottom 6 really struggled. Ranheim was a -6, so that's unfortunate. Let's sim up to the Stanley Cup and see who wins the Stanley Cup for year number 1. Who is it going to be? I'm saying either Rangers or the Avs right now. It's going to be the St. Louis Blues, so never mind about them not being a Stanley Cup contender. They do win the Stanley Cup in year 1, so St. Louis Blues winning the Cup way earlier than they actually did in real life. Interesting. Can I take a look at their lines? No, I can't, but I can take a look at their contracts. So let's take a look at what their roster was like for the Stanley Cup champion team, because I know their roster for the most part, but they might have made some changes if they wanted to. So looks like they brought in Paul Eisenberg. What else did they have that they added? Nicholas Anderson was also added, I think. Don't know why he has high top 6 potential, but they added him. And that's pretty much all they added on forward-wise. That's all they added defensively as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all they added was just Nicholas Anderson and Paul Eisenberg, which makes them a much better team. Very good center depth. So I can see why they won the Stanley Cup. Let's take a look at those awards for year number 1. And also the playoff tree quickly. Here's the playoff tree. So it was St. Louis and Montreal in the Cup Finals. So somehow Montreal, after beating us, also knocked out Wayne Gretzky and the Rangers. So I don't understand that. But St. Louis and Montreal for the Stanley Cup, that's interesting. Because wasn't that a Stanley Cup Finals at one point in NHL history? I think it was. Like the year after St. Louis played Boston in like 1970 something, I feel like the Habs played the Blues as well in the Stanley Cup Finals. So that's kind of funny. So some old history there. Award-wise, there you go. Rangers won the Presidents in this simulation, so it was a little bit different than what you guys would have saw. St. Louis and Montreal Cup Finals. Paul Kariya won the Art Ross this season and also is going to win the Hart. Al MacInnis obviously wins the Norris and he wins the Stanley Cup this season, so yeah, it kind of makes sense. That defensive core was gross. Wayne Gretzky wins the Lady Byng. Paul Kariya wins the Calder, which is kind of broken because of, obviously he's not a rookie in 96-97. Grant Fuhr is going to win the Conn Smythe for St. Louis, so he was really good in the playoff run. Dominic Hasek wins the Vezina. That's actually pretty sick. Sean Burke wins the Jennings this year, so we actually had the Jennings. That's kind of surprising. So Sean Burke gets it, but Mazzotti didn't. Sean Anderson wins the Bill Masterton. Our coach won the Jack Adams as well this year, so that's also pretty neat. Gretzky wins the Selke. And Paul Kariya is going to win the Lindsay. And Pat LaFontaine is going to win the Maurice Richard this season. Interesting. So, there is that. AHL award-wise, any guys get sent down. Pat Jablonski was playing down there at minors. Same with Jamie Storr. And Brian Boucher. And that's it. Huh. Interesting. So those are the awards for this first season. Let's see if there's any retirements. Who's going to retire in year one? Sweden has the first overall pick, though. Okay, so Sweden's going to get Joe Thornton. New Jersey is going to get Patrick Marleau, it seems like. Germany's going to get somebody like Marian Hossa. New York Islanders, I don't know who they're going to get. The North American Future Stars are also going to get somebody decent, but Joe Thornton going to Sweden and Marleau going to New Jersey, likely. Unless somehow the roles are reversed on that. But there is your draft lottery results. Let's see what we got here for retirements. Any guys retire this season in this throwback franchise mode? No. No retirements in year one for goalies and forwards. Interesting. That's good that there's no retirements. Coach retirement wise, did we lose any coaches? No, we did not. That's good. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the draft class, the progress reports, and the contract situation. So first, progress reports. Any statistical growth? Yes, and J.S. Jaguar's up to a 77. So J.S. Jaguar can honestly be a backup goalie next season, but I kind of like Mazzotti in a sense. American League getting a lot of growth as well, which is good to see. Some other guys are getting statistical growth, but a lot of players on our team are older, so they're not getting much. Sean Burke getting some statistical growth is up to an 87 overall now. Which is kind of crazy. Mazzotti didn't get any growth statistically, which is kind of a surprise. Huh. And Legacy's not getting much growth, so we might have to trade away Manny Legacy, because I don't think he's going to be an NHL goalie. Obviously, we don't have any prospects yet, so none of this stuff really matters in terms of in the system, but there's that. Let's take a look at the contracts, and then we'll take a look at the draft class, because I'm more interested in the draft class than anything, I think. So all players up for renewal, this is who we have to re-sign. Obviously, we have unlimited cap space, so we can sign whoever the heck we want, but some of these guys, obviously, we could let go of. So Castles wants like 7x7, which, I mean, I'm okay with, I guess. King wants 8x7. Joel Bouchard's an RFA, so we could definitely qualify him. And then everybody else is just AHL filler players. So we could probably fill that out with some of our younger guys that we draft. And then Mazzotti, what is he wanting? Over $1 million, so he wants a one-way contract. Legacy also wants a one-way contract. He's probably getting qualified or traded. But in general, we don't have a whole lot of big contracts up for renewal. The biggest ones are Castles and King. Bouchard's going to be cheap, and then everybody else is not really much either. So not sure on who we'd let go of this offseason or not. So there is that. And final thing, let's take a look at that draft class. See that Joe Thornton is going to be going to Sweden. There he is. And Gem, Patrick Marleau, like I said, in New Jersey, likely. Hosts up there. Brian Campbell's probably going to go to the Islanders, I think. Okay, what about our spots? Luongo, oh yeah, Luongo. Where is Luongo going to go in the draft? It's going to be interesting. So, we went to the second round, which is kind of an over-simulation. I honestly have no idea what we go after in the draft, because a lot of this stuff is not scouted out that well. This guy might be medium elite. Huh. John Inglis, huh? We'll pin John Inglis, because he could be something interesting. Looks like our scouts didn't do a great job this year. Any guaranteed medium elites or low elite steals? Does not look like a medium elite wise. This guy is 4 years out. That guy might be decent. I mean, we don't have all of our picks this year, so because we traded them away to get Stevens in. Maybe a low elite in Brendan Parsons, but he does not look that great. So he might be like a kind of a really low overall. But yeah, this first few draft classes are probably going to be pretty weak. At least that's my guess. So there is that. And that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our Hartford Whalers franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the draft in the re-sign stage. And yeah, hopefully this team, we could maybe probably just keep this team as competitive as possible and just add pieces in free agency and try and get ourselves a Stanley Cup as fast as possible, just because obviously we won't have a whole lot of time with the series. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.